Hey Big Bulls, welcome to another episode of Bullseye. Today we talk about Vedanta's survival plan, a bitter pill of tariffs on Indian pharma, and the after effects of rising gold prices. Let's start. Vedanta shares have been an outperformer, delivering strong returns of over 50% in the past year. This is way more than the Nifty 50. Yet, the ride hasn't been easy. With over 5 decades in business, Anil Agarwal has weathered countless challenges from raising capital to battling debt and even attempting multiple business restructures. And Vedanta's troubles have been rooted in a constant struggle between rising costs, heavy debt, and shrinking cash flow. So, what went wrong? A big misstep was the expensive 2011 acquisition of Khan India for $9.6 billion. Add to that was the volatility in the commodity markets that made things even tougher. Operations in sites like Sterlite in Tamil Nadu and the Lanjigar refinery in Orissa faced major hurdles and even protests. Vedanta is also known for the big dividend payouts, most of which go to its global parent, Vedanta Resources, which owns over 56% in the company. And even retail investors get in on the action. Its 5-year dividend yield is 65%, and even in Q3, the company generated 3,300 crore in cash flow, all of which it paid on dividends. But when you use so much of cash flows to give to the shareholders instead of trying to reinvest in growth, it does raise concerns, doesn't it? That said, the company's net debt in Q3 dropped to 1.4 times EBITDA from 1.7x last year. Plus, its credit rating also improved to AA, meaning it's seen as more financially stable. Now enter the demerger plan, which the board gave the green light to back in 2023 and just got the creators' thumbs up as well this week. The idea is to simplify and streamline its operations and create 17 focused companies, each dedicated to a specific commodity, be it aluminium, oil and gas, power, steel, and even electronics. The hope is that by breaking up into separate entities, Vedanta can unlock greater value for investors, with each business standing more independent than before, and hopefully this may help with its debt revival plan as well. Now let's talk about why pharma stocks are in focus. The US is a huge market for Indian pharma. For most Indian generic drug makers, it's their top market, with exports reaching $8.7 billion in 2024. This was up 16% more than last year, and this made up about 31% of the industry's total. In fact, Indian companies are responsible for over 40% of all generic prescriptions in the US, proving how crucial they are in making affordable meds available in the US. For instance, Sun Pharma made 32% of its revenue from the US in fiscal 2024, while Dr. Reddy's got 47% of its sales from North America, and it is also banking on new generic weight loss drugs to boost growth in the US. Cipla, Lupin, and Zydus are also all in the same boat, with actually 30 to 40% of their sales coming from the West. So when Trump this week floated the idea of a 25% tariff on imported drugs, Indian pharma stocks like Dr. Reddy's, Aurobindo Pharma, and even Lupin took a hit. Of course, this is the latest in a string of trade moves by Trump, who's been pushing tariffs to cut the US's reliance on imports and boost local manufacturing. However, he did not specify when these new tariffs would be implemented, saying he wanted to give companies enough time to set up factories in the US to avoid the penalties. Shrikant Akolkar, a pharma analyst at Nuvama, told Reuters that even if these companies set up shop in the US, they would still face challenges like getting new approvals and dealing with higher labor costs compared to India. So these tariffs on pharma imports would make Indian-made drugs more expensive in the US and our exports less competitive as well. This could hurt their revenues in that region, which is why the investors reacted negatively this week with concern over higher costs and even a potential supply chain issues. Though Sun Pharma's MD Dilip Sangvi said earlier this week that any additional tariffs would likely be passed on to consumers. So looks like there's a lot to watch on that front. Now there's one graph that's been climbing, that of gold prices, but then on the flip side, you've got the graph of jewelry stocks that have been dropping. That's because India's gold jewelry demand has dropped and has even been declining for 3 years straight. This is as per data from the World Gold Council. The main reason is, of course, the crazy high rising gold prices. In 2024, gold prices shot up by 15%, making jewelry way more expensive. And on top of that, making charges can add another 10 to 25%, which is enough to turn people off. One jewelry company feeling the pinch is Senco Gold, whose stock has dropped 27% in just the past 5 sessions. A big part of that drop is also tied to their Q3 results, where profits plummeted by 69%. The company does attribute this mainly to the higher cost of setting up its new subsidiaries, along with rising custom duties and even the fluctuating gold prices over the last few quarters. But despite the recent hurdles, Senco Gold is expecting a rebound in its profit margins. It is even trying to branch out into new product categories, like they have launched a fully owned subsidiary, Senes Fashion, to dive into the consumer lifestyle market. This new venture will focus on premium leather accessories, lab grown diamond jewelry, and perfumes. So, by jumping on these emerging consumer trends, Senko is definitely trying to create fresh revenue streams beyond just those traditional jewelry sales. By the way, on the flip side of rising metal prices, gold exchange traded funds, which track gold prices without owning the physical metal, have been gaining popularity. Amphi data shows that net inflows into these gold ETFs jumped around 200% to 9,000 crore in 2024. This makes sense as gold ETFs are easier to buy and sell with no making charges or even a storage hassle, making them really convenient for the young and urban investors. That's it for today. We will see you next week with the fresh episode of Bullseye. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit that bell icon.